As the applause settled, Jungkook let Wine down from the stage, his grip firm yet gentle. She could feel the weight of countless gazes upon them, some in admiration, some in curiosity, and others filled with speculation. Congratulations, Mr. Jungkook, on the opening of new branch and for your beautiful wife, he said while moving his hand for a handshake, and he smiled. Thanks, Mr. Park. He smiled as he looked at you, who wasn't saying anything or making gazes with him. Hi, Miss Ryan. Nice to meet you. He gestured his hands towards you, and you looked at it and moved your hand while smiling. Pleasure to meet you as well. You smiled back in response. They both started talking about the work while you stayed silent there, feeling a bit off as you excused yourself and went from there. You stood beside the drinks counter as you holding the wine glass. Someone called you out as you looked back and smiled at her. Hi, Mrs. Jung, she said teasingly while you just drank your wine. Please, Sean, I'm not in a mood, and please call me by my name, he said annoyingly. Alright, but Ryan, I'm upset with you, she said as she went about. Why? What I did to make you upset? You placed the glass on the counter. You were my best friend, and you didn't even care to tell me about your marriage, huh? She said, and you looked other side. It's supposed to be secret marriage, so we both didn't tell anyone, but we actually was waiting for perfect timing. Shani nodded as she takes a sip. So the perfect timing was today, she mused while he chuckled. Can't say if it was perfect timing, but more out of blow, he said while playing with wine glass. Let it be. Tell me about you. You look a bit upset. Are you not happy? She asked and you sighed. I'm not upset. I'm a bit tired in this outfit, he said and Shani nodded. But your face says something else. Are you bothered by the rumors we heard? She asked while he looked in her eyes. See, you can see this too, but not that fool, he said annoyingly. Means you are upset with Jungkook again, she said while holding your hands. Kind of, but I didn't wanted him to announce me as her wife officially, but something else. He tightened the grip on glass. Something else? Leave it, you said shrugging. You were drinking when Jungkook approached you, and you didn't look at him. Ryan, he said softly as he came forward. You hummed in response, and Shani got up. Ryan, come, we are going for team dinner. And Shani, you too. He waited for your response while you just got up and started walking without saying anything. The private dining hall of the upscale restaurant burst with laughter, clinking glasses, and light conversation. The Geode Corporation team sat around the long banquet table, enjoying the celebratory dinner. Plates of gourmet dishes were passed around, and the atmosphere was warm for everyone except two people. You sat near the middle of the table, focusing on the food, pretending to be engaged in conversation. Across from you, Jungkook kept stealing glances at you, waiting, watching, hoping you would look at him, but you didn't. You hadn't looked at him once all night, not when he arrived, not when he pulled out a chair beside you, not even when he placed a dish you liked closer to you. So thanks for the dinner treat, he said, pouring drink in his cup. No need, you all are very hardworking, so that's why we're able to reach here. He raised his glass to cheer, and you sat silently eating your food. You sat beside Jungkook but avoiding him like the plague. Every time someone tried to pull you into a conversation, you nodded, smiled, and went back to poking at your food. Miss Ryan, can you please pass that bowl to me? You looked at the bowl, and then you passed it to him with a thud, as it spilled over a little on his pants, and everyone gasped, while you were unbothered. That's okay, I will clean it, he said, wiping it off with a tissue. Everyone can notice the tension between you two, as it was clearly visible, and Jungkook was trying hard to just talk to you, but you kept silent and ate your food. You got up as you excused yourself and went away. You guys carry on, I'm coming. You left from there while Jungkook looked at you worriedly. You rested your hands on the cold railing, inhaling deeply. The city lights stretched beneath you, glittering against the dark sky. The moment you had stepped outside, your heart had started racing. You knew what was coming. You didn't have to turn around to know that Jungkook was there. You felt him before you saw him. The sound of terrace door shutting, the quiet but firm footsteps approaching, the warmth radiating from his presence as he stopped just inches behind you. A moment stretched between you two, thick with tension, words unsaid, and emotion both had been holding back. Then finally, "How much longer are you going to run from me?" "I'm not running," he said as your finger tightened on the railing. "Really? You won't look at me, you won't talk to me, and you are hiding out here. Tell me, what would you call that?" Jungkook let out a dry chuckle. You looked down city lights while he sighed. "Ryan, please talk to me." His voice softer now. "What's there to talk about?" You scoffed while he came closer and held you from elbows. "About your rudeness to me, the anger inside you, which you are holding since many days." You let out a dry chuckle. "Say why, I'm not a mind reader." His pitch raised slightly. "Oh, so you're not a mind reader? Then how did you found I was jealous?" He sighed as he looked down. "Are you still bothered by Bianca?" he said, and you looked at him as he came forward. "Didn't you when Sohan approached me, asked me out, that you felt insecure, so that you announced, 'Everyone should know I'm your wife and nobody will try to approach me, huh?'" You said with rage, while Jungkook massaged his temple in distress. "I didn't announce that because I felt insecure. I did that because I thought world should know whom I actually belongs to, not what you thought." He sighed, while you crossed your arms over your chest. "I thought you will be happy that now we won't have to hide ourselves anymore." He didn't able to complete as his phone started ringing and he pulled it out. And he looks at the caller ID and you did too. He was about to cut the call, but you snatched and attended it as it was Bianca. You gestured him to talk to her while he sighed as he speaks. "Yes, Bianca," he said coldly. "Sir, I called you to thank as you helped me a lot, and now finally he's officially my fiancé," she said, being excited, and you frowned. "That's great, Bianca, but we will talk later," he said while cutting the phone. You frowned as he slides his phone into his pocket. What does she mean by that? And why she's thanking you for getting engaged? She's actually dating our business client, and basically I set her up. You mused as you still didn't process what is actually happening. "So if she's getting engaged to someone else, why were you complimenting her that you look good more in this, huh?" You mimicked that last sentence and he frowned as he thought. "I complimented her? Oh yeah, I wasn't actually complimenting her that time," he said while explaining you. Bianca sat across from Jungkook, nervously tapping her fingers against her notepad. This was embarrassing. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, watching her with mild amusement. "So let me get this straight. You want my help to impress your client because you like him?" Bianca groaned, covering her face. "Don't say it like that. It sounds ridiculous." "It sounds, but go on, cause the spark is not only from one side. I have seen him in meetings too, but try to keep it more professional and hidden. It will be better," he said while playing with sand clock on his table. "Thanks, sir." She started leaving as she stopped. "Sir, as I have date today with him, so do I look good in this dress or I should change to more elegant?" she asked, being a little shy and Jungkook. "You look good more than this," he said while smiling and stopped when he saw you. "Ryan, you should know before entering." You look down and you are more relaxed than before after hearing the actual scenario, and he sighed. "Ryan, do I look like a womanizer to you?" He let out a deep sigh as he pointed at himself while raising brows. I didn't said anything like that," you said while stuttering a bit. "You didn't said, but can't you make me feel that way? Who doesn't like his wife and stares at the woman outside? He scratches your head. It wasn't my fault. You were too fool to understand at which thing I get upset. You said in low voice and he chuckled. Wait, you actually ignored me for 3 days because of this misunderstanding. You didn't say anything. What could I do as your wife after hearing rumors of your dating with her? And then you did something too. You mumbled and he looks at you unbelievably. When who knows me better? They or you? And you actually believing the rumors instead of me? He asked while you started leaving. Wait, Ryan, where are you going? Answer me. He follows you. We will talk at home about this. You said increasing your pace and he take longer steps as he stood in front of you. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about at home, he said, and you tripped over as he catches you. Then he noticed your foot as it was slightly red. Then he picked you up in bridal style. Jungkook, what are you doing? Someone might see us. You looked at him surprised. So what? Everyone knows we're husband and wife now, he said while walking. But still, it doesn't look good. He tried to get up, but he tightened his grip. I don't care. You are hurt. I'll let them see that a CEO also take care of his wife too. He walked further and you chuckled. You both reached home as he still didn't let your feet touch the ground and picks you up in bridal style from the car to your bedroom. He slowly puts you down on the bed and you looked at him carefully as he bent down and looked at you as he smiled. He slowly removed your sandals and then he took out first aid box. He slowly applied the ointment on your feet and you felt a cold and warm sensation at the same time. He slowly massages your feet and you just adored him. He sat on the bed as he removed his coat and folded his sleeves. He started massaging your feet and you felt a relief. Jungkook, you don't need to do that. I'm okay. He smiled and you frowned. Let me do it. And if you have a duty to be this beautiful, then I have a duty to make you feel comfortable and relaxed. You smiled as you both looked at each other. Jungkook. He asked. I'm sorry for ignoring you, you said while looking down. He stopped as he looked at you. You don't need to be. He got up as he started covering you with dirt. I should be, because you also saw me with Sohan, but you didn't even bother about it, you said while looking at him with no eyes. I didn't react it because you already made it clear by your expression that you were comfortable, and he was just being clingy. You know how to draw a professional line, but in my case it was different. He brushed your cheek with his hand. You stared at him as he slowly moved up and grabbed his collar as you kissed his one cheek and he stared at you. Thanks for being this understanding, Mr. Husband, he chuckled. Thanks for being my wife, he said, and you blushed a little. This warm pink blush suits you. You hit his chest and he chuckled. From next time, please don't ignore me and solve it by talking to me. You nodded. I will, he whispered and joined forehead with him. Both looking into each other's eyes, you looked at his lips and then him. As you smiled and gave him a quick peck on the lips and Jungkook rose at his face, and you giggled. Wait, I'm getting flashbacks that someone was saying to Soha that she has plans tonight. So what are the plans, huh? He slowly slides his hands on your waist and you giggled more. Jungkook, no. I just said to escape. He pulled you closer and you looked at his face closely. You can't escape now, he said, and then he slowly started kissing you as he turns off the lamp with one hand and caressing your back with other. He gently made you lay without breaking the